how's it going? So today on BKRsport, it is time for part number 3 of the 101 sporting events to complete before we die on BKRsport. Even though the name is pretty self-explanatory, you still need to go and see part number 1 and part number 2 because there's so many sporting events, so many big time sporting events have already gone. In the first 20 they've already gone, so you guys need to go and check those ones out before you go and watch this one because some big name players have already gone. But enough of that, seriously, this series is my favourite to film, like my game day experience ones. But in the same sense, the game day experience ones are going to come from this. When you hear the sporting events, imagine us there for a game day experience vlog and just soaking up the atmosphere, soaking up the event and just have a crack time, you know? Time for pack number 3, let's go! And we've got the Eddie in Oahu. Not many people may know this one because it's a massive event, but it's not exactly like a mainstream. Well, actually, no, it is a mate. Well, it's not. No, it's not. It's not like one of those big competitions. I'm confusing myself here. The Eddie is a big wave surfing competition that is held in Waimea Bay, Oahu, Hawaii. It looks insane. Like it looks insane. Growing up on the Gold Coast and the surfing scene, I absolutely love waves and just the ocean and just the passion and just the aggression of Mother Nature. I feel the ocean is my favorite part of this planet. The ocean is one thing that I just feel that you cannot mess with because it can be so unrelenting, powerful. I really respect the ocean itself. I really want to get to the Eddie because I want to see big wave surfing. Like I've seen 10-foot waves, but the waves that happen at Waimea Bay and Oahu, they can be massive, and I'm talking massive stuff. That's why it's called a big wave surfing competition. This competition is only held when the waves are consistently hitting 30 to 40 foot waves. Oh my goodness me, that is just insane. 30 to 40 foot, that is just mental. Number 22, and this is a wild one. Like, this is a real pick the wild card, man. This is random. I hear that it's just one of the greatest events to get to. I've been searching and stuff for kind of like odd events to get to that I probably wouldn't have heard of. I've never heard of this one. The Iditarod Trail Sled Dog Race in Alaska. Now, you may be wondering, well, you know what? It's a massive long distance dog sled race across the state of Alaska. Pretty much there's nothing in it. Like it's just long distances of ice. So in saying that, how am I meant to see the race? Because obviously I'm not going to be running alongside it. Especially because it usually takes about 8.5 to sometimes 13 days to complete. But basically kind of similar to the Tour de France, because in the Tour de France you're not actually going to be riding along with it. And we're not going to be riding along with it. You can do it if you want, you know, roll that if you bloody want to. I'm not going to do it. And this one is basically like you fly checkpoint to checkpoint and you see them come through, and apparently it's really a surreal experience when you see all these races just flying through these little miniature towns in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Alaska. I think it's going to be really interesting to get to because it's not in a big time city place, it's in a place not many people get to in their lives. I just think that this is probably, I think this one could be a really good video. I think 9 videos, 15 videos, however long we're there for, because it could take 2 weeks. I think this one could be really enjoyable, to be honest. Next up, number 23, we have got the X Games. Now this is going to be an exciting one. This is the one that's going to be really exhilarating, you know, like heart pumping. It's just going to be so much fun because X Games is all about those extreme sports and competing to be the best extreme sports person. It's like the Olympics but for extreme sports like motocross, BMX, skateboarding. You must see in person to really get that grasp of when someone's going up that half pipe and they're flying through the air doing tricks on their skateboard. I think in person they'd just be so much better than on TV. Number 24, we've got the FA Cup. This is in England, guys. We all know this is in England. This is the knockout competition in which you can play anyone from bloody League 4 of in the middle of nowhere to Manchester City. The FA Cup started in 1871. This one really for me is all about the history of the competition. It's great to see, you know, the Premier League or, you know, the Champions League and their top tier competition, but the FA Cup and its history and the fact that it gets all the minnows to the top dogs and playing each other, it's a really special competition and a lot of special things happen in this competition. For example, Wigan a couple of years ago, trust me, I know that one too well. Number 25, we've got the Highland Games. No one's heard of this one. No one's heard of this one. I was really quick to say that. I just realised how quick I was. Now, some people may know, especially people in Scotland, because this tournament is in Scotland. It's basically like the Scottish Games. The Highland Games is all about pretty much celebrating the Scottish and Celtic culture. It's all about really coming together and supporting Scotland. Although I am putting it in this list because, you know, it does have a lot of sport. It is mainly for sport. And then it's all about like Scottish events like hammer throwing. I saw a picture there of someone holding up a bloody big tree, like carrying a big tree. Like, if that isn't Scottish, I don't know what is. I'm pretty sure that this is mainly about heavy events and showing off who's the bigger man, to be honest. One other thing we're going to have a lot of fun with, because it's something that you wouldn't have done before, it's something that you wouldn't have seen before, and you really get to see Scotland for what Scotland truly is. 26, and we've got Melbourne Cup week in Australia. I just said Australia really strangely. Australia. The Melbourne Cup week, I think, is actually the biggest week in Australian sport. It's not the biggest event, it's, well, it could be, arguably. What do you guys think? I want you guys to comment below. Do you think that the Melbourne Cup week is the biggest week in Australian sport? And also, do you think the Melbourne Cup is the biggest day in Australian sport? Because everyone in Australia watches this horse race for 2 bloody minutes. My family, the whole time growing up, I've loved this event. My family has grown me up to, you know, I took the day off school, I'd sit at home with mum, we'd have some Maccas, watch the races. This was just on Melbourne Cup Day, not the Melbourne Cup week. I wish it was the whole week off school. Every single year on the first Tuesday of November, the Melbourne Cup is held in Melbourne, Australia. There's a whole week of glamour and horse racing and other big races as well. So I thought, yes, the Melbourne Cup, that's straight up, but let's do the whole week. Let's have the whole week of racing. And the people here aren't Australians and are from other countries, you get to experience true, and I'm talking true Australian culture. 27, we got the big one, guys. Oh my goodness. The Super Bowl. I don't think I need to explain this one too much, guys. I really don't think I do, because NFL, National Football League, this is one of the biggest events in the world. If you don't know what the NFL is, you're living under a rock, and if you don't know what the Super Bowl is, then you're definitely living under a deep rock. Because that is the clash between the AFC champion and the NFC champion going head to head to find out who is the ultimate champion of the National Football League for that season. But as long as we get to the game and hopefully sit amongst fans who are actually fans of the two teams, because you get a lot of time with people who are just going to the Super Bowl, like myself, just to experience it, and not with the actual fans of the team. But out of all this list, like, it's pretty simple to say this is definitely the top 5 things I want to do. Like, I'm gonna do it anyway. We're 100% gonna do it anyway, but like, this is in the top 5 for sure. Number 28, and in part 3 of this list, we've kind of had a few like individual events. These being like the Eddie, the Iditarod, the Highland Games, and now we've got the running of the bulls in Spain. This one is exciting, man. Basically, the running of bulls is, you know, it's quite dangerous. It's quite scary. It's definitely terrifying, and it's also bloody exciting. Don't stop it, Blaze. I know BKRsport, we get excited. Who cares about danger? I care about danger. But no, let's just go to it anyway. The running of the bulls is held in Pamplona, Spain, and it is literally exactly what the name is. It's exactly what the name is. What happens is that they get 6 bulls and they just release them onto the streets, and you have to be wearing white and red, and you just run. That's it. You just run for your life. And you're amongst thousands of people frantically sprinting for your life amongst these really small, I don't know, Spanish alleyways or roads, and you're just kind of like trying to get away from all these people, and they're bumping into you, and there's this bull chasing you. It's just, it'll be one of the most exhilarating events. But you know what, BKRsport, we're going to join in, you know? If we get the chance to join in something, we're going to bloody join into something. Unless it's the Tour de France. I'm not joining into that. Number 29, and we have all Ashes test matches in one series. Now, this can be either in Australia or England, and this can be either very long or very long. The Ashes is a cricket series where Australia comes up against England, whether it being in England or being in Australia every single 2 years, and whoever wins 3 out of the 5 test matches obviously wins the Ashes. Now with this, the reason why I'm saying it's quite long is because each test match is 5 days. Well, it can get to 5 days. Sometimes you can win it in 4, sometimes you can win it in 3. Australia, a couple of years ago, was bloody atrocious. But the point is that they can go for 5 days each. 5 test matches, and they can go for 5 days. So this could actually end up being 25 days worth of cricket. Part number 3 of the 101 sporting events to complete before we dive BKRsport. Number 30, rent out a sports bar for the BK Army, which is you bloody guys, and throw a massive Superbowl party. Now for this one, I kind of want to do 2. I kind of want to do one in Australia and one in USA, because you know, I want you guys to be a part of this journey with me. Obviously, you guys are going to come on this journey with me through the vlogs, the game day experience vlogs that I put up, but I want you guys to actually get to experience some of these things with me. But I want to put the BK Army in one of these lists itself, so that you guys get to have some fun and to have a massive party around the Super Bowl in a sports bar that just has all the BK Army together, you know, just having fun, having a few beers and watching the game. How awesome would that be? That'd just be so much fun. So I'm not too sure how long it'll take for us to get that one, but bloody hell, I'm looking forward to it and I'll see you there. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you like it, please give a big thumbs up so know that you're enjoying this content. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here. Join the BK Army because you're going to want to be a part of that Superbowl party. You're going to obviously want to be part of that Superbowl party. So go and hit that subscribe button right below now. Hit the notification bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling. And don't forget to give this video a bit of a share around so that all your friends can join in the party and we can have fun on this journey. It's going to be an insane journey. Imagine being in Spain for the running of bulls, putting a vlog camera, like a GoPro camera on top of my head, and go turn around and seeing the bulls chasing us, and then turn there and there's like 1,000 people there, and you go, oh man, that'd just be so surreal. You guys have to join me on this adventure, so go and hit that subscribe button like I said, because it's just going to be awesome. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, catch you later.